So it's finally time for me to replace my BenQ HT3550i DLP projector. Now I've had this projector for quite some time now, and I just renovated the space. If you checked out my last video, you see I added new speakers, I installed new walls and everything, but the one missing piece right now is the projector. The projector is not the greatest anymore, so today I'm going to be getting a laser projector. I've got this guy right here. It's called the XGIMI Horizon Max, and it's a laser projector. It's got a lot of the latest and the greatest features. So let's install this, see how it performs, and then we'll talk about it after I've installed it. Let's get to installing. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the main bracket. The bracket has a bunch of mounting points, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 for the main anchor point, and then this part is just the holder for the bracket. For the power adapter. So support for this one doesn't have to be structural, but this one here needs to be structural. Therefore, if you're anchoring into a stud, I personally don't need to use all 4 of them. I'm just going to use 2 holes. I don't want to create unnecessary holes. My old projector, I was only using just the 2, and it's much heavier than this one. So I'm anchoring into studs, so I'm not going to use all 4 of them. Now we're going to just try and line up 4 of the holes to make sure it stays within all the boundaries that I have set. I'm going to try and reuse the old holes as much as possible to minimize how much new holes I need to put into my ceiling. You can kind of hear that sound right there, right? It's anchored to a stud. I have a backing board right above this ceiling tile that helps me for projector mounting. So that's not going anywhere because first of all, that's an extremely long screw and it's anchored to a stud. So I'm good for that one. I'm just going to add one more and then I can call it good. Again, the manufacturers of this projector will probably not, they're not going to satisfy my approach, right, with using just the 2 screws. But this is not a sponsored video. This is my product, so this is how I'm going to install it. If you're installing your place, feel free to use all 4 screws. But for me, I'm using the 2, so. For the power adapter holder, I'm only going to use like this drywall screws to put it in place. It doesn't have to be anything deep. Again, that part is actually a stud, so I'm going to tighten it after I've put in the power adapter. That is the power break for this unit. So we're going to go ahead and slide it right into the hole. Just like that. So this is for the extra cable slack. Gonna wrap that right in there. Alrighty, so the setup and the installation is all complete. It's time to actually dive right into the screen and see what this guy has in stock. This projector is so much better than the BenQ HT3550i that I am replacing it with. The detail is it's unreal on this projector. The details are so sharp, it's very crisp, very clear. There's no way the BenQ projector comes anything close to what I am seeing on this guy. It's so much better. Now I have all the lights on. It's pretty much nighttime right now, so everything is dark outside, but I have my back lighting on, I have the overhead lighting on, and I can still see what this projector is actually displaying much clearly. With my BenQ projector, there was no way I could see all of this detail, so right off the bat, this is a significant improvement. Let's dive right into some of the configuration and the features on this projector. You have the auto keystone correction. Let's try that. And now it's going to run through its thing. Looks like it's running through the auto keystone, and yep, it has done that already. Adjust until the shape in the middle is in the perfect circle. There we go, auto keystone correction. It has programmed the screen. We can even go for more advanced ones where we can set the focus as well. We can do autofocus, and right there, autofocus. If you want to do manual, yeah, sure. Then image zoom, if you want to go bigger. So I've gone bigger on the screen as well. That's the maximum. And then we can also do a screen shift. So I can decide to shift the screen just like that and try and, center it in between my left and right channel speaker as well as above my center channel. Just like that. And then okay. And then I've recentered the screen. Then you can do screen rotation as well, but I'm not going to do that. I think the rotation is just fine. We can do wall color adaptation. I mean, I'm not using a projector screen. I'm just using my wall. So let's see if we can do that. After enabling it, wall color will automatically measured and color balance will adjusted. Okay, let's see. It's going to do that. Looks like it's running the color adaptation in progress. So let's see. Okay, all right, that looks pretty good. If we see adapted, oh look, those are the two differences right there. Adapted color, default color. Let's try the adapted color. And if we go on that keystone settings, we can do enable auto keystone at startup. But obviously, if you're enabling all these features at startup, it means it's going to take much longer for the projector to start up. So I'm not going to be doing that because the projector is not going to be moving. If you're going to be changing the location of this projector, then yes, you might want to enable this, because again, this projector is or can be used as a portable projector as well, so you can use it and move it around. But mine is a stationary one, so we're going to leave or disable all of those features. Actually, avoid obstacles such as switches. Okay, screen alignment. I said so many auto features on this thing. Yeah, front placement. And yeah, you can change all of that, and then we can head over to picture settings as well. We can enable adaptive brightness, contrast enhancement, then picture mode, game mode. Then it supports Dolby Vision, which is great. Supports IMAX as well, which is good. 3D video setup, I'm not sure what that means. Okay, yeah, 3D, don't use that. Professional color grade accuracy. Okay, it says automatically adjust brightness and color related settings and image mode custom to manual brightness. I don't want to do that. That's if you're doing color grading essentially, but I think the auto mode is pretty much good. And yes, that's pretty much all the input settings. Yeah, enable HDMI control, auto power on. Great, good. And just like that, we have all that settings configured. Now this thing runs off of a default Android TV, so you get access to all the default setup you would see on Android. But I don't use Android TV, so I'm going to switch over to my Apple TV. Change the input, select Apple TV, and the remote actually, because this thing is actually enables CEC, which allows you to use the same remote to control multiple devices right there. And it allows me, I can control the Apple TV I can increase the volume of my sound system, right? That's connected to my BenQ, that's connected to my Pioneer receiver as well. Controls all of that just fine. And yeah, there we go. We have Dolby Vision enabled.
You're Julia Roberts. You got destiny on your side.
I feel so scared.
I'm going to try to conduct myself in such a way that does not risk global humiliation. She bought me this shit.
Holy shit.
Now that's the projector with the lights on. Again, it's not the very best you can get, but it's also not very bad. Overall, I'm going to say this projector is quite a significant and an impressive upgrade over my BenQ HT3550i projector. It has a ton of automated features like the auto keystone, autofocus. Basically, all of these things can be set on the fly without needing any sort of skill to get it all set up. Installation as well was very simple and straightforward. Bolt in 4 screws, mounts the thing in there, and it's good. The only gripe I have with this projector is how low it drops. Compared to the projector it was replacing, it's much lower. As you can see, it's pretty much almost blocking my picture frame that I had there, which was positioned there based on the BenQ projector. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. The details, it's insane with that laser, you know, daytime footage watching on this projector as well is fairly decent as well. If you're in the market for a projector, I think the XGIMI Horizon Max is definitely something worth considering. At least I'm impressed with what I'm seeing so far. Alrighty, that pretty much concludes my installation and review of my brand new laser projector. So it's time for me to go actually watch a movie, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm trying to